Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I made a video. Your girl ain't been feeling that good. But, you know, today's a new day. It's a new year. Happy New Year, everybody. On my way to dialysis. Let me show y'all. This is my nice little walk down the hall to dialysis, y'all. Sis been in the hospital, but no matter what, 3 days a week for 3.5, maybe sometimes 4 hours, I take this walk down this hall where I meet some of the nicest people who take care of me and help keep my organs strong. This is the inside of the lobby. They decorated real nice, you know, for the holidays. Over there is the people, and you know, I wouldn't say all their names, but you never know who be looking for people. But yeah, I'm sitting just waiting my time until 2:40. They got a little TV and whatnot. I'm usually late because of work, but we're going to talk about that later. I'm actually very excited to be back online with you guys. It's actually pretty fun making these videos and talking to y'all. I'm actually adding some additional things to the channel. We're gonna start having some interviews and some conversations with my friends and people that I know and other community leaders and stuff. I got some topics for you guys this upcoming year. It's gonna be great. Honestly, this channel keeps me going, keeps me moving, keeps me grooving. And I just like really coming on here talking to you guys. Lately I've been sick. Sis has been in the hospital twice throughout the holiday season. Like down and out. But sis is back. And sis is cute with my little pearl beret and my coat and my turtleneck. But yeah, I'm happy to be bringing some new stuff to you guys and revamping the channel. And just, I hope you guys like it. Even if you don't, I know it's going to be haters out there, but whatever. It's cool. I can't wait to show y'all the inside of the dialysis center and how I get hooked up and everything. I think that's eye-opening for some people because a lot of people don't know how this process really goes and how different it can be. It's very different. I'm a little over 6 months in and my body is still adjusting. Probably because they say because I'm a type 1 diabetic. But, you know, it's okay. I have some days where I'm uncomfortable. Some days where I'm miserable and just sick as a dog. And that's why I haven't been coming on. But I decided that this year, no matter how I feel, if I'm able to speak, and I'm able to get up here and talk and share with you guys, I'm going to do that. All right, guys, it's time for me to go in. It's my 2:40 check time. Show y'all the inside of the clinic with a big cherry. Opening the big door for me, y'all. Hey. We've been waiting on you. All right, y'all. Now that I'm hooked up, I want to talk to you guys about change, right? Change is something that's inevitable to all of us. Change is something that is hard to digest, hard to accept, hard to do, but you can't escape it. It's a part of your life journey. And even if you think about other journeys, your spiritual journey, your emotional journey, your mental journey, y'all don't mind the beeping. That's my dialysis machine. I don't know if y'all can see it. But it's a part of our everyday being. And recently for me, I've had a lot of changes. I've had changes with my body. changes with my social circle and the way that I socially interact with people. Changes in the way I see myself, even changes in like my work and how I live. Having kidney failure has brought so much different change in my life. Being a diabetic, I'm used to change. I'm used to rolling with the punches. I'm used to my body sometimes feeling different. What I'm not used to is not having any autonomy over my body. And these last 6 months, that's what it's been. Even speaking of change over my body, y'all, in the last 6 months, I've lost close to 50 pounds. So you see me in these streets and I'm looking skinny, I appreciate the compliments, you know, because sis is feeling good, she's looking good. But it is hard to look at the change in your body. It's hard to feel the change in your body and just roll with it like nothing is happening. And sometimes I look at myself and I be like, ooh, child. It look like I've been on something. Like my good girlfriend used to say, child, I want to get so skinny that folks ask me if I'm using something. At this point, sis, I think that I am there. We all enjoy weight loss and toning and stuff. But you know, sometimes you want to do it in a healthy way. And today, after I spoke with one of the nurses, I realized that this is not as unusual as it seems. It's just change. And it's something that I can't escape. It's change. It's change in my body, and it is what it is. Oh, by the way, y'all asked why I'm talking with a mask on. When you're in dialysis, you have to wear a mask to keep the germs and stuff away from these rods and these needles. They either put in your chest, depending on if you have a permacath like me, or if you have a fistula in your arm that's ready. My fistula isn't ready, so I'm still using the port in my chest. And even like, guys, like changing my appetite, right? My appetite, if you know me, I'm a girl who likes to eat. Eating is love, cooking is love, you know? But that has changed drastically for me. Like now, I can barely get solids down or want to eat them. So, you know, that's a change for me. People be cooking around me, child. The food be smelling so good, so delicious, so lovely. And I be like, ooh, let me get a bite. Child, that food comes to my plate, and it be sitting there getting cold. Because guess what? Even in my brain, when I wanted to have a bite, my body said, not today. Today is the day that you don't worry about food. I have gone days where I had to force myself to eat at least one meal because my brain forgot that I need to eat. And that's not healthy, right? But it's just the way my body functions now. I only need a meal or a meal and a half, I like to say, a day to make it through, because at this point, my body doesn't require or doesn't want all of that. Somebody can say, they making this, they making that, all my favorites. And now I'm gonna get me a baby plate of that food, and they done slaved over the kitchen. Sometimes I feel bad for folks when they buy me food or when they cook for me, because I know daggone well I ain't finna eat that food. It is what it is, you know? And even down to my skin changing, right? My skin still looks pretty normal, like in my face and on my arms and legs and stuff. But where this permacath is, where they put the sticky at, ooh, sorry y'all, my head itching, I'm so sorry. But where the permacath is, my skin break out so bad. Itch so bad. And there's nothing I can do about it. Even with Benadryl. Benadryl don't do nothing but give me a knot. you know, and it's fine because it's a change that I can't avoid. I can't duck it. I have to accept it, right? Change is just something, again, like I said, that comes with life. And it's all right. We don't always like change. We don't always want to accept it. We don't always want to do what change and what it's bringing us. But, you know, it is what it is. The biggest change that I've had to make, not even just my appetite and this needle all up in my chest and stuff, right? Some things just come with the territory, and I'd rather have it happening than to be sick. Because like I told you, I was in the hospital. I'd rather have these things happening to help me feel better than to be sick, right? But the biggest change that has come from all of this was me having to resign from my job. And for those of you who know me, and even if you don't know me, I love being a teacher, especially being a special education teacher. And my kids that I had this school year, most of them, I've known them and their families since they've been in either pre-K4 or kindergarten. And it really broke me, crushed me, hurt me a lot to have to resign from that job with those kids. And y'all, even on my worst days, and that I was sick, or days I didn't come in, when I would come into them classrooms and to see the kids and do my duties, it just made things worthwhile. But honestly, my body changed too much, too drastically, and I couldn't sustain. So I had to resign. You know, it is what it is. It crushed me and it broke me. It took me weeks, months to come to that decision. Because it would be days, like I told you, I'd be sick as a dog. And I would be going on my lunch duties with the kids, or field trips, or just, you know, working in the classroom with them. And they would give me everything I needed to make it. At least make it to the dialysis, whether it was that day or the next day. And I knew that not only was I getting something from them, they was getting something from me. Me and those kids and that staff at my school, we became family, we became friends. And it hurt me to have to leave them, but it was a change that I had to accept. It was a change that I couldn't ignore. It was a change that I couldn't escape. Because what I would do, be sick at work and fall out, or be home in the bed to the point that I gotta call the ambulance to come get me because I don't work myself to the bone and I just don't have it no more. Some days dialysis is great, and some days it felt like you got hit by a bus. Some days it felt like you're so nauseous you're gonna throw up your whole guts. I couldn't live like that no more and work. It was wearing on my body too much. And my doctor and my parents and my family and friends have been begging me to rest. And that was the change that I was ready to accept, because like my dad said, Jamila, you think you still living in your old body. That old body don't exist no more. You got to let that old Jamila go. That old Jamila can just get up and work and get up and go and do whatever. That old Jamila does not exist anymore. You have to let her go and live with the new Jamila and figure out how she works, how she feels, and pay attention to her body, because her body is not the same body as the old Jamila's body. And that took me a while. Even up until now, I'm still trying to figure out Jamila and her new body, right? But I knew that Jamila in this new body couldn't do Jamila's old job. And that's necessity. One day I got so sick at school, I was in the bathroom for hours throwing up my guts. And I knew that day, that was it for me. I had to call it quits. Because what am I going to do if I get sick in the middle of my classroom and I'm throwing up my guts? I teach special educated kids with special needs. And I'm throwing up my guts, and it's just me in that room. What are my babies going to do? How traumatizing would that be for them? And for me. So mentally and physically, I had to change. Even down to my job. And that was rough. But let me say this, though. Thank God for change. Change doesn't mean it's the end. Change doesn't mean you have to always quit. Change just means you have to figure out a new way to navigate situations in life. Change isn't evil. Change isn't bad. It simply is what it is. It's just change. Change sometimes means old opportunities are ending and new opportunities are beginning. And I have learned that in these last 6 months with going through this. Change is inevitable. Change hurts. Change is hard. But change is beautiful. And we all need change. Whether it's change of scenery, change of lifestyle, change of career, change of partner, change of living, no, like where you live, who you are, you got to change. Like us, people who are spiritually inclined, who believe in God, y'all know a lot of times God pushes us to change in ways that we didn't know. One, we needed to change. Two, we want to change. Or three, we're afraid to change in it. And that fear of change, ooh, baby, that thing holds you back so many times from bigger, better, beautiful opportunities. And so sometimes God forces you to change. Even with this YouTube channel, y'all, this is a change for me. When I was a little girl, they used to call me Baby Oprah, right? And even when I went to college and went to high school, Oprah this, Oprah that, you're going to have a talk show, you're going to be in the studio, you're going to do this and that, right? When I got to college, I realized, not that I didn't want to be Oprah, but I wanted to be as successful as this black woman, but just in a different way. But in a different way. I wanted to be in production, right? She producing, executive produced stuff. Her and Tyler Perry. And that's where the money at. That's where the success at. Not always talking in front of the camera. And I learned that. So I said, you know what? One day, I'm going to do both. I'm going to produce and I'm going to be in front of the camera. But then I found this passion for teaching. And it just took over my life. And I always said, at the end of the day, I'm going to open up a production studio or something where the youth can come in and I can teach them how to use these tools that I learned. And I still know how to use a little bit, right? And I said this would be a place for them, a safe haven for them to get mental, emotional support and be productive, even in their own neighborhood, right? And I feel like God is pushing me towards that and so many other things, just in a different way, because He needs to change the trajectory of my life. And I know some people are like, God ain't give you sickness. I never said that. I just said He needed to change my life. He needed to get my attention in a different way. And this is the way he decided to do it. But guys, I say all that to say, don't be afraid of change. Accept change. Change can be beautiful. It can be hard. It can be rough. God knows that I know that change is rough. But it's something that we all have to go through. It's something that we all have to accept. It is a part of life. And it's okay for change to be something that you don't want to accept. But I oblige you to roll with the punches. Roll with that change. See what new, beautiful opportunity that'll come from that change. Change is painful. But find some purpose in that pain. Find some purpose in that change. Go with it. Because if you like me, you can't skip it. You can't jump past it. You have to go through it. You have to go with change. And no, she ain't gonna always be nice to you or kind to you. But you find kindness for yourself. And you find beauty in the opportunity of change. I oblige you. When change is coming your way, pray about it and use wisdom and go with the change. There's something in it for you. And if it's not something in it for you, it's something in it for somebody coming behind you. And it is your duty to go with the change. Alright, y'all. So I'm going to finish my treatment. And I need you guys to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for coming to my YouTube channel, Life, the Audacity. Because what? Life, we have the audacity to throw change up in the mixture. Again, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to Life, the Audacity.